working environment. For example, when you graduate from the university, you join some laboratories, and every people in that laboratory use the LaTeX, for example, to write the articles, to write report. So you have to master it. Of course, you could use Microsoft Word to produce to write your report, but yeah, maybe it's not. It sometimes it costs shorter, for example. So let's take a break before we continue with the text editor. And in your practice with this information, okay, I guess, yeah, the chuột.gif files is in the same folders, the same location with the index.html. So I try with chuột.gif. What happened if I push the button enter? Yes, exactly. The file chuột.gif is in my folder, my home, actually my home, our home directory. And also this has a football.jpg. I copy this one. Yes, I change chuột.gif with yes. Now, what happens if I push the button enter? Yes, this the picture I use for the background. Yes. So you understand the syntax, you understand the structure of a document. You could explore many things, many things. Yes, and also you understand the basic principle of, for example, an HTML document files. You could download the two files into the same folders with the same folders, put the same folder. So that's exactly the way of different program for web copier. Copy the whole web page of an organization into your local use, for example. So for ICT student, you could try with developing some software or some tools to download everything from a specific location on the internet. Once you understand the structure of an HTML files, and of course, this very simple HTML files. Not every and most of the web page is not so simple like this one. But for example, you could view also any web page. You could see the pages. Yes, it has also document type HTML, but the content is much more complicated. And not only the textual information, but programs embedded in that web page, the code, the color information, and a lot of things could be included in an HTML files. And of course, most of and the content, for example, in this web page, in this my homepage here, every time you open my homepage, you see the same content. But for example, for the same homepage, you could have different content, for example. Writing a document is not a big deal, and you could say that okay, I could do I could process the text with my editor. I could write a document, I could write a report. Not so difficult, but making a correct document, a right document, or a beautiful or a good illustration using you wanted writing the document is mean that you wanted to transfer or to let other people know some information. You wanted to transfer some message, some new result, new finding to the reader. It's not an easy task, and it requires a lot of techniques, in a lot of skills to make a good document. And here I once again I take an example. Yeah, okay. You could see that. Yeah, I could see the content of the slide. Yeah, rather well, for example. But what happens if you print it out to the black and white or black and white? You print it out in the black and white, for example. Is that, yeah, the quality of your presentation is still the same, for example? It's hard to say. And so I would like to take another example about how to use image or figure or illustrations or drawing in your documents. For example, on the left side, the bitmap image. For example, yeah, when we enlarge the content of the picture 12 times, for example, in this case, or the same 12 times. 12 times. This also 12 times. Yes. We could see that, yeah. The quality of the picture on the left side changes. The circle becomes not so circle. And let's imagine the resolution of our screen is usually around 96 dot per inch. And when you print it out, and the good resolution for printing out the document is usually in 600 dot per inch. It means that with our screen, we could see the content as well, but when it printed out, or especially in black and white format, it could be degraded, yeah, dramatically. And on the right side, you could see that the same the drawing like this here, and we enlarge or zoom in 12 times, you could see that it still keep the smoothness of the drawing. So the main difference is that, yeah, the main reason is that in the left hand side, the picture here is in bitmap format. It means that the content of the picture is composed by a two-dimensional pixels. Yeah, pixel. And we enlarge the picture. Yeah, the quality change. On the right side, the vector image. Yeah, you could enlarge it 12 times, and it's, yeah, the quality keep the same, very smooth. And even if we enlarge more, the quality does not change. So that's why, yeah, on the screen you could see the same quality of a document, but yeah, for printing or for high requirement, it could, it could be not the same, even for my documents. Yeah, all the text here are in vector format. It means that when we zoom in for any scale, for any size, the quality of the text, yeah, is still very good, very smooth, and very shape, in good shape. For some of my my figure, my illustration. Yes. Yeah, the quality of the figure here. Actually, this my bitmap image. I have no way. Yeah, just for illustration. Some part, for example, the number here is in good shape because it's in vector format. But some part of my figure here is not in good quality. It's very blur because it's in bitmap format. Of course, it's produced by a program. I could not do, or I could not produce it in vector format. But for my illustration about my model, this illustration about my model, I use the vector format. Yeah. And you see that? Yeah. Even if I zoom it in with high scale, the quality of the text, quality of the drawing, is still very good. And when we print it out, the quality is good enough for the reader. And for some, yes, even if important part, very detailed part, we require that is in good format or suitable format. So one of my that's why sometimes we must we have no way but use the bitmap pictures like this one, but it's much it's strongly recommended that all figures, all illustration, all drawing are in vector format. And how to produce the vector image? So you have to learn, you have to study. And this because the bitmap image is made. Okay, something wrong here. The vector format is made by shape, line, polygons, points, and the bitmap, we should change. I made something wrong here. The bitmap are made by pixels, and when we have a limited number of pixels, for example, and we wanted to enlarge it, for example, 4 times, 12 times, so we don't have enough information to fill up every position or location of the new scale, so we have to approximate it. And the approximation makes the quality downgrade. And of course, the bitmap image is very popular. It's very easy for you to view, for example, but not so many. For bitmap image, you may not view in anywhere. And I wanted to share with you about the experience. One of my PhD students writes a report, and he made this chart in Microsoft Excel. He copied, pasted in the documents, and the quality is on the left side. And I saw that, please try to print it out and to check the quality. Some people wanted to say something. Đỗ Trúc Anh Trúc? No? Yeah. Please try to enlarge, for example, your drawing. Try to print your documents and to check whether or not the quality is acceptable, for example. And he found that, when we, on the screen, we see almost the same quality, but when we print it out, we project it on the large screen using our projector, the quality changes. And please be aware of using a suitable or the right way of producing the documents, using the right way of producing the good quality of your picture, your image. your illustration, and your documents in general. And how do I know such kind of things? Of course, I could not introduce you everything. I just wanted to tell you or to share with you my experience about producing or processing the documents. Yeah, basically everyone could write a report but write the report in a correct way. It's not an easy task, and you have to learn. You have to learn about the lectures. You have to learn about from your friends and about your supervisor, your senior researcher, or other people, or read carefully the guidance of writing your report, follow the template, cite the paper, or make the reference documents in good and enough information, enough information in the right format. So today's lecture, I would like to share with you first thing. Nowadays operating system, the manufacturer of the operating system does not only provide us basic kernels, basic program to have people or to have other programs to work with computer, but they also provide us a lot of things, a lot of tools to manage, to control the computer, and basic software to work with different type of information, including textual data, image, and multimedia data. And your main task is in this course is to learn how to use computer, how to use software to have your study, to have your write a report, to have you to calculate, to report your experimental result, and serving for your future career, because nowadays we rarely could work without computer, without using computer to process every people's information, and using the computer in a correct way. If we want to use computer in a correct way, we have to learn learn a lot. For me, for myself, I have worked with the operating system, the Windows for 20 years, but I there's many things that I don't know yet, and we have to learn. And the problem is that you understand the basic principle, and you could use your computer, you could use your editor in an effective way to serve for your study. So I wanted to stop my lecture here today, and please practice, and of course in our practice hour, our lecturers will provide you concrete exercises, and we believe that with such kind of exercises you start to work with computer in a correct way, and you will day by day improve your skill, and have a good result during 3-year study here at USJ, and also for your future career, because you are provide basic information, you are provided a good background. I think that we're trying to provide you a basic background so that you could learn by yourself, you could explore the world, you could explore the digital world, and you could use computer for your more effective work in the futures. And now it's time to have some questions, and discussion about our lecture today. Of course, every main item you will have practice in the practice hour next week. Now it's time for question and discussion if you have. Please raise your hand if you have any question. Please. So if you don't have time, don't have any question, we stop our lecture here today, and thank you very much for your attention. And Nguyễn Hữu Học, please.
Can I ask you about the information about the midterm test?
Yes.
What kind of what kind of test do we have to do, and what is the criteria to evaluate us?
Yeah, actually, we have two scenarios for our midterm test. First, the offline test, and the second is online test. We prepare we prepare both scenario, but it seems to be that this year we have online test, and we prepare the skills the option the for online test, and for the lectures, you please look again at my slide, and all the content of the test will be in my slide. And on your practice, you will practice most basic thing, and the question is not it's inside the lecture as well as the practice content. Not so difficult, but you have to remember the basic. You have to understand the basic principle, so you pass the test.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Other question?
When do we have the midterm test?
After next week. After next week, we will announce you after next week practice.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
Any question? Another question? Okay, thank you very much. And now it's 3:18. Sorry for a little bit late for our lecture. Thank you very much, and see you in the next week.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Professor.
Professor.
Thank you, Professor, and see you later.
Professor.
See you next week.
Bye. See you next week.
Next week, Professor.
Bye.